and that is the three-way ladder match: Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. It's a match that ends up going for 23 and a half minutes, so another really long match, and it's won by Christian and Edge when they walk up the ladder and get the belts. I'm going to say this. I think this has aged quite badly, this match. I watched this and thought, this match happened now. People are like, oh, it's another ladder match. Just another ladder match. There's one or two moments, like the Jeff Hardy jumping off the Swanton Bomb in the aisle, which still looks phenomenal. And it's a huge ladder and he jumps off it on the table. But we have seen so many of these matches since in the interim. And I know this was the first. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even say it was the first. The first was, again, Back to No Mercy in 99, Edge and Christian and the Hardy Boys. And I imagine if I watched that again, I would think that was amazing still. I may be wrong, because on this viewing, I thought this was going to be another, like, a case of, oh, this is a great match. I don't think it is a great match anymore. I think that this is now a decent ladder match. Again, it's difficult to remove your memory of the fact that we've seen this about 400 times since this point. But for me, there was just far too much time spent setting up ladders and tables during this match. That at the time was probably forgivable because, as I said, it was still a very fresh setup and the first time with three teams in a match like this. But looking back now, if this match took place now, I'd be like, it was all right. I wouldn't go mad for it. And I never thought I'd say that about this match, because these matches, this series of matches, were revolutionary at the time. But it for me, it is really aged.
I was shocked at how little this crowd was into this in the early going, and it took Jeff Hardy nearly killing himself hitting a 450 straight into a ladder to wake them up out of their comas. And I'm with you, Ben. I've written in my notes, I don't know whether I've been desensitized to ladder matches, but I really struggled to get into this. And you've said on this show, and I think we talked about this on my show as well, that none of this stuff is ever designed to be critically judged 23 years afterwards, after the fact. But this doesn't age well at all. It really, really doesn't. And I loved it at the time. This was the one that saved the show back then. But I thought this was very, very average. And as a wider point, I really want ladder matches to go away for a long, long time. There was a horrific injury on the Ring of Honor show with risks being taken that are far beyond the kind of entertainment reward of seeing some of this stuff. Just go away. Multi-person matches go away. Multi-person tag team matches go away. Wrestling should, in the main, be about tag team versus tag team or individual versus individual.
And again, the stakes have just been raised constantly over the years, and that's another reason why this doesn't really hold up so much anymore. As I say, the Jeff Hardy jump off the ladder in the aisle, still pretty spectacular. As I said, it's a massive ladder. It's a great visual. They got a great camera angle from underneath, and they got a great camera from the wide, and it just, the two of them together, I think, combined really well. But for me, that was the one bit of the match that I was like, oh wow, okay, that's the kind of visual that made these matches so impressive. But the rest of it, I found, I think desensitized is probably the word. Matt?
I do think that it has aged. I'll definitely give you both that, but I don't quite feel as strongly as you guys. I don't feel it's aged as much as you perhaps think. There are, there are some stuff in there you do think, okay, maybe by the standards of today it'd be a bit different, but there was still a hell of a lot of stuff that they did in this that's risky as hell, and even today if they did it, it's like bloody hell. You mentioned there, Ben, the Jeff Hardy Swanton still makes me cringe every single time I see it. Just tailbones smack to the floor, just absolutely goes through me. I thought one of the hardest bumps of the match, and almost one of the most stupid ones, I'm sure it was Christian and Jeff that were on the ladder that got pushed over the top rope, and they landed on the floor outside. No tables and nothing, just smack bang on the floor. You don't see a lot of people going over the top and hitting the floor these days, because it's just, unless there's a table there, it's just not worth the risk. It's just way too risky. Jeff doing the 450 I thought was great. Bubba Dudley doing they called it a sort of modified 3D. I was thinking more RKO, but same sort of thing. Off the ladder, we did a powerbomb to Matt Hardy through a table, which I thought was great. This for me was great, and it was really, really good to watch. And what I really enjoyed about it is, without question for me, going through all of these WrestleManias that a lot of them that I've never seen before has really been a really fascinating learning curve and sort of learning journey for me, and seeing the starts of these types of matches, and to see how the sort of tag team and the ladder match sort of came, how it evolved from this is amazing. So to go back and sort of see what they were doing here and what's happened today was fascinating. Really, really enjoyed it. Loved the bump that Matt Hardy took at the end off the table for Edge and Christian to win. I I still get a massive kick out of the fact that they were referring to Edge and Christian as brothers for I don't know how long, and then all of a sudden one day I know they just abandoned it. Again, can't heap enough praise on this. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. My match of the night.
I think I should make it clear, it's my match of the night too, and I did think it was. I still thought it was good. It isn't for me at that level anymore of classic. Having said that, I still believe that when we watch WrestleMania 17 and cover it in 2 weeks' time, the TLC 2 match I will really like.
Yeah.
But we will see. I don't know. I just get this feeling that that is better by a long shot. But we will see.